And you just a moment ago talked about the company that you worked at. After you left the major firm, you went to a small company and you were just sort of in awe or blown away by their approach to architecture, which was not your expectation, which is not mine either.
And I think the same thing is probably true with something like doing graphics for a movie. Like in doing a poster, you're not making the movie, but you are making a representation of it that can communicate to an audience very quickly what the vibe is going to be. So I think that's something that I took from my architectural training is the value of representation, the value of drawings. And even though the drawings are not the building itself, they are still a work of art in and of themselves. So like the poster is not the movie, but it's still a work of art in and of itself. And it represents the movie in a way that is super important. So you can think about a house as something that has a beginning, a middle, and an end in a straightforward way of thinking about like the entrance, the kitchen, the bedroom. You know, there's a place where your day begins, there's a place where your day ends. And as you move through the house, you would want it to be as compelling as watching a movie. You wouldn't want it to be boring. You wouldn't want to see everything all at once. You would want things to unfold and surprise you and reveal themselves. So I think there's a way to think about spaces within a building in the same way that you would think about acts within a script. And you would be able to think about teasing certain motifs that appear later somewhere else. And architecture and film are not unrelated to me at all. And I think storytelling is an important thing for both of them. And in architecture, thinking about the relationship between spaces and the way that you would think about the relationship between acts in a movie, I think is kind of the mindset that I have.
Did you create that course at USC, or was that a course that you walked into?
So I'm not sure which course it is exactly that you're referring to, but there's a number of courses that I coordinated, which is that like I wrote the syllabus and the prompt for them.
Wow.
And in a lot of them, I mean, the references are often outside of architecture. So one, we looked at like video games specifically, like Zelda. We looked at a lot of like Zelda games to figure out like how the architecture of the dungeon maps in Zelda were designed, and seeing what lessons we could pull out of Zelda dungeon maps as a way of producing our own interpretation of buildings. But it's also a fun way to get students engaged. I mean, I think like anything, architecture, like anything, runs the risk when it's being taught in an academic environment of being really boring. And so you need to put a carrot at the end of the stick to get people who are 18, 19 years old excited about it. Otherwise, you're just talking about walls and ceilings and floors, and that gets pretty dry pretty quickly.
I sense that you have, that you're still curious and still searching, and you're still open to different possibilities.